friends, it is Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is 2:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday, July 22nd, and this is the start of a new set of vlogs. Someone's like snorting back there. I think it's Betsy. Anyway, so yesterday I finished my cross stitch challenge. I need to edit and get that uploaded. I actually have, I think, 3, possibly 4 videos I need to edit and upload. So I will be working on that today, along with catching up on the Tour de France. I have a post-it note with the stages, and highlighted in green are the ones I've watched. So today was stage 16, and I am watching that now. It's got, let's see, they've got 16.2 miles left. So not much longer till I can highlight that one off. And then I'm halfway through stage 5, but I do need to edit some videos. I also have an Etsy order for 20 worry worms that I need to get out tomorrow. I have not made any of the worry worms, so I will be working on that while editing / watching the Tour de France. I will need to do a little bit of tidying up to get to the box that has my worry worm yarn in it, because right now I have another box on top of it. So, but first I need to go make myself some lunch. I'll load the dishwasher while that's going on and set the clothes that are in the dryer to de-wrinkle. Then I need to fold and put those away, and I think I'm gonna wash towels today. I was planning on washing a load of clothes, but I think I need to do towels. Yeah, I don't have a spare towel, and so I should do towels, which will mean I need to also reorganize that shelf with where we keep our towels, because we put some like bath products in there, and now I need to organize it all again. So those are my plans for today. Oh, and around 5 or 5:30 I will work on the day's Tour de France stitches. Martha usually posts it a tiny bit after 5 o'clock my time, and so around 5:30 is when I will look to stop and do those stitches. My plan is to work on Afternoon in Paris, because I'd set a few goals with that one when I was working on it for the Frenzy, the cross stitch frenzy weekend. So I want to finish those goals. So that's where I'll put the daily stitches. Anyways, I don't think I'll get much cross stitch time besides that, because I do need to do these worry worms, and I'm planning on making 2 of each of the 20 colors I choose to do, just so I have a little bit of inventory on hand, or some to take to school for the kids. So that's the plans. I will keep you guys updated and hope that you're having a fantastic stitchy day. Bye! Hi friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is Wednesday, July 23rd, and almost 2 p.m. I have actually been awake since almost 12 hours. Maybe not quite. Maybe between 10 and 11. But I went to take a nap somewhere around like 7:30 and yesterday. And my husband came home, and I was like, wake me up when you're ready for dinner and I'll make dinner. And he just let me sleep, because he does that. To be fair, when he asked me to wake him up, I also let him sleep. So, but he was like, you're obviously so tired, you needed sleep. So I appreciate it. But anyways, I woke up at like, I don't know, maybe it was 3:30, and I was feeling like nauseous. And it was maybe because it had been a while since I'd eaten. or something. I don't know. But I did go down and get something to eat, and I'd been up ever since. I watched the Tour de France, and then my husband was getting ready for work, and he had the news on, and it was covering the victim impact statements on the Idaho state killer sentencing. I'm not going to say his name because he doesn't deserve that kind of. He doesn't deserve for his name to ever pass anybody's lips ever again. But those impact statements were so. They made me want to cry. I almost cried, but I didn't. But I almost cried. And I didn't get to watch all of them because I was trying to get stuff ready for his lunch and everything like that. But I do want to go back and watch them because I do feel like those students who were murdered deserve for their families' last words to be heard. Like the last statements that they really had that were directed to the killer deserve to be heard. And so I've been kind of watching the news coverage most of the day today. They moved on to other things as they always do, but I'm just kind of like keeping the news on just in case they talk more about it, just because after today I don't think that guy should ever be talked about again. But if the families choose to speak or anything like that, I feel like today of all days they deserve to be heard. So yeah, I have been doing that. Anyway, due to the whole falling asleep situation, I did not finish my worry worm order. And so I have 7 more worry worms I need to do. If I'm doubling it, then 14. But I need to do my Tour de France stitches first. It's 170 something. I'm going to end up doing 200 stitches because that will fit into a couple other challenges. So I will be working again on the afternoon in Paris. This is just like fabric over here, but I may end up moving the hoop. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We're almost at the halfway point. There's a tree on this other side. Then there is the Eiffel Tower, which is the halfway mark, because then there's the same tree on the other side. And so the Eiffel Tower is the halfway mark. After that, I need to do my my blanket. I would do the blanket first. I'm just not confident enough that I'll be able to fit in both of those things before the 5 o'clock deadline. So I want to do the one with the hard deadline first. Then I will do my day 3 of the blanket. And then I will finish off the worry worm order. And then I will probably do the next day's worth of the Arc de Triomphe stitching so that tomorrow I can have it basically clean, open slate. I did get in an order I had made that I didn't tell you guys about because it's kind of related to this 6-day star blanket situation. And that is, well, I was watching all those videos. And hopefully I post that video before this one. I'm gonna need to post that video first. So editing Kate, if you see this and you're trying to post this video first, post the other one first. Just notes I have to make to myself. Anyways, while I was watching all of those videos that people put out on the 6-day star blanket, sorry, someone was doing it in this particular yarn color that I'm about to show you in a minute. Now, for my anniversary, my husband gave me a Michael's gift card that I hadn't used yet. I mean, yeah, it's only been a month, but, you know, I hadn't used it yet. until I saw this one star blanket. And to be honest, I don't know which video it was on, so I can't even really go back and put in like a screenshot of what it looked like. But trust me, it looked amazing. And I was like, I need that yarn. I need that blanket. I need it. So Michael's had that colorway sold in bulk, 12 skeins. I will not be making the star blanket with it, but I might be making one of the other iterations of this 6-day star blanket. There's like a supernova and just different ones, but there's one that's more like round, and that's what I'm kind of thinking of doing with this yarn. So without further ado, this is the color. I'll just bring it out. So it's got some gray, brown, rusty pink. It is so beautiful. Like, it's soft and muted and beautiful. And I really, sorry, hang on. I'm gonna pause the news. I really wanted to make something out of it. Now this yarn, I've never worked with it before. It's Karen Blossom Cake, and the yarn itself, I don't know if you can tell, is kind of tubular like. I don't know. I've never worked with yarn like this before, but it is kind of tubular. And so I'm pretty excited to try it. It won't be now. I'm not even sure it will be soon, although 12, it comes in 2 packs. So that's why I have one. 12 of these is taking up a lot of storage space. As a matter of fact, I may have branched out into the hallway, which I need to fix. Because I can contain it all in this room, it's just I have to sort and organize, and I haven't been making the time for that because I haven't wanted to. So anyways, with that being said, excuse me, I need to get on track with what I need to do for today. Oh, I have done some chores. I folded 2 loads of clothes. I need to move the towels, which I didn't do yesterday, I did today, over to the dryer. And what else do I need? Unload the dishwasher and load in a new load, although I'll probably wait till I'm making dinner to do that. And I'm kind of feeling like I'm going to need a nap. Anyway, I will come back later with an update on my cross stitch progress. And until then, hope that you're doing something crafty. Bye. I'm sorry. I realized I forgot to say the name of what this yarn is. So this is Karen Blossom Cakes in the colorway Cabana. It doesn't scream cabana to me. I don't know why I'm thinking brighter colors like Havana Cabana, or I don't know, something like that. But that's what the colorway is called. And yeah, in case you were interested in the same color yarn or the same kind of yarn, they have a Caribbean colorway that I cannot find, but I want it, so I'm gonna keep hunting for it. But it is so beautiful, like blues. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna return to hunting for that, because now that I've seen the yarn and felt it, and it's so soft and it's so cool, the texture and everything. Like, this is not a yarn that's gonna rip. I am pulling with all my might here, and it is not coming apart. So that in and of itself is excellent, because there are many yarns I can just, if I don't have my scissors, I can just, so, including the Karen Simply Soft that I use for worry worms. Anyway, so just wanted to come tell you the colorway. Going to cross stitch now. Bye. Hey friends, it is almost 5 p.m. I was procrastinating a bit, so it took me a while to work on this project. I decided to put it on a larger nerd hoop because it was barely fitting in between the two sides, and so it's harder to stitch this part. And then also I wanted it to be able to go further, so I could work on more of it before I had to move the frame again. Anyways, so once I put the leaves on this tree, the next part will be to start the Eiffel Tower, and then I will be halfway done with this, which, considering I just started it a month or two ago. When did I start it? Did I start it in May? Did I start it in May? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty proud of. I could possibly finish this one this year. So, I am almost at 2,000 stitches on the whole project. I am less than 50 stitches away, about 48. So, pretty happy with the progress on this. The next set of stitches should be posted in about 15 minutes. While I would love to just dive right into that, I need to finish this worry worm order, and I have been making more worry worms than I need to. These are all my extras right now. I haven't woven in the ends or put on the eyes. I'll worry about that later, but I've made the bodies, and I've been making 2 of each of the colors, and that is just to hopefully build up a little inventory or get ahead. I think teachers order from me for the worry worms. I need to look at offering 25 and a 30 option, because right now I only have 20 as the most, and I know a lot of classes are like 24 students or something like that. So if it is teachers ordering, I want to be able to offer an option that would cover their whole class. Anyways, not to get ahead of myself or be like, people are going to order from me. always dream, but also I hate making the worry worms. It's just, oh, if it wasn't for the sewing in the ends, I wouldn't mind it as much. I hate that part. And I hate putting on the eyes. So there, I hate those 2 parts. But I don't actually mind making the part that like spirals. I think that's pretty fun, actually. And I was doing it without looking this morning while watching the Tour de France. Like, I'd realized I had gone several stitches further without even looking, and I realized that this is a project where, just by using my thumb on my one hand to guide a stitch further on the chain, and I could make the stitches without even looking. So that was really fun to discover, because I didn't think I was that advanced, honestly. Anyway, so yeah, I will return to this hopefully tonight. I would love to finish today's stitches tonight. I just don't know if that will be possible, because my husband said he's coming home at a reasonable time tonight. I was like, you don't have to. Just because the summer break is nearing its end, and I am appreciating these alone times, these like, because once school starts, there is no alone time. There's children always. So, yeah. Anyways, a little bit selfish, I know that, but whatever. Okay, gonna stop rambling, and I will chat with you all later. Bye. Hey friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. A little change of location. I am downstairs at the kitchen table. Excuse the messy background. And I'm here because it's starting to get a little warm upstairs. Mainly because the afternoon sun is on the side of the house where my craft room is. And so it starts to get warm up there. I did turn on the AC and I'll go up there in a little bit, but it's still cool enough that I have a window open next to me and I just wanted to stitch someplace else a little bit today. I brought down with me Afternoon in Paris. I need to do 161 stitches for the Tour de France, and then that's probably around when I'll go back upstairs, maybe before that. I am waiting on a couple of Amazon packages. My husband ordered a soda that we used to drink in West Africa, and I'm super excited that's supposed to arrive today. That was one of my anniversary presents, and it got lost in the mail, and so they sent a replacement. So I'm really excited about that. And then the second item is a Lord of the Rings themed mug. That was an impulse buy, but it is so pretty. I'm super excited, and I think it was on a Prime Day sale. It just took a while to mail, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for both items to show up. So I'm gonna do my stitching now. I'm gonna watch today's Tour de France. Later, I need to edit a video and get it uploaded. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, this morning, hey, Betsy, before I went to work, before my husband went to work, excuse me, Betsy Ross, she does this, she tears up her bags. Before my husband went to work, Betsy Ross, no. Before my husband went to work, I quickly finished the worry worms that I needed for the Etsy order. I was too tired last night to finish them. Like, I crocheted them, but I hadn't woven in the ends and put on the eyes, so I did that this morning. And then I still have quite a few colors that I want to make worry worms for that weren't included in the order, so I have those put aside, and I think I'm going to go back to rolling the dice and making worms for a little bit, just because I want to have a stockpile, and that seems the best way to do it, and so that when life gets busier. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning. I got like a good amount of sleep last night. Actually, I think I got 6.5 to 7 hours, so not a good amount, but like it was an okay amount. Anyways, that way when life is busy and I get an order, I have something, or I have them to stock up for the kids for the rewards. We're not going to do bingo this year. We're going to do anagram. What's it when you have a word and then you spell it out? So I'm going to, each month I'll pick a word like rainy or something like that, and they have to use either the first word in the title or the author's first or last name to spell out the word, and then they get their tickets and their prizes. So I've done bingo for the last 2 years, and I thought it would be good to change it up this year. So that's why I'm going to do that. I've also found some bookmarks on Etsy that I'm going to get for the kids. They're PDFs, and then I'll just have them printed at our print shop on like cardstock. But they are like coloring ones where you can color it in, or book trackers, like what books you've read. So I think I'm going to use that as the yearly reading incentives. Or I might have them spell out the letters of the alphabet, A through Z, just because maybe we're on a spelling thing. Anyways, that's my plans for next year regarding reading incentive program. So worry worms always goes towards that, and so do octopuses. So, and I've been wanting to try the chicken pattern in velvet yarn to see about possibly adding that to the collection of prizes. I don't want to do the big ones, but if I use the skinnier yarn and skinnier hook, I could probably make tiny chickens as well. So those are just kind of some of my thoughts, and maybe we'll see how I'm feeling. I might try out the chicken thing today. But for now, I need to get this cross stitching done. So I will chat with you all later. Bye. Hi friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is almost 6 p.m. Jeez Louise, I let time get away from me today. I finished my stage of the Tour de France on time, and I decided instead of doing all those leaves that I would do the Eiffel Tower, and then I would be able to do the clouds and the trees over here because it basically mirrors each other. And so I just want to knock out all those leaves at one go because I do not like stitching the leaves. Anyways, I also, down here is the word Paris in this same color, so I'll go ahead and fill that in next. I have posted my starting point for the next day of the Tour de France. I can't believe this event is almost done. Like, the tour is almost done. There is a female Tour de France. I think it's only a week long. Like, the men's is 3 weeks. So, anyway, I got my Amazon packages, and look first at this gorgeous Lord of the Rings mug. I got it off Amazon, and I love it. It is so perfect. The other thing I got is the soda I've been talking about. This is Vimto. And I'm going to go ahead and try it and see if it is as good as I remember. I can't remember off the top of my head what flavors it's meant to be. It's, I had looked it up, but I can't remember. Anyways. Oh, yes, it is. Oh. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, it really is as good as I remember. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, so that was, yay, super excited about that. Anyways, okay, so I wasn't able to show you guys this while I was downstairs, but here is the, don't fall. Here is the bag of worry worms. You can see all the tails are still there, and they still need eyes. So what I discovered this morning is I can weave in the ends of this quite easily while the dogs are outside. Can't say the word or they'll start barking and be like wanting to go right now. But I'm super excited about that because I'll just start taking the bag down and weaving in some ends, and when we're ready to come in, I'll just have some that just will need eyes on them, and then I can put them into my storage. So that is the current plan. So when I roll the dice, which have to locate again. I will locate it for our next update in a little bit. When I roll the dice, that'll be how many that I crochet, but I won't do the weaving in the ends and the eyes. That'll just be its own separate entity. So here's to hoping I can build somewhat of a stockpile. Other updates. So my feet have been hurting and swollen for about a week now. And yeah, so I'm now wearing compression socks. I don't like to wear them in summer because it makes me very hot. Like, the air conditioning's on and I'm still a little hot. But it is something that really does make my legs feel better. So yeah. So I'm up here a little bit hot, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to get through. And I am hoping that it will start putting an end to the pain. My husband's like, you need to take some medicine, but I have given myself an ulcer before for taking too much Advil when I get into like super pain situations that go on for days and days and days and days. And I don't particularly want an ulcer right now. Not that anyone ever wants an ulcer. Anyways, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do my Tour de France stitches. I do have today's race still on. I have it paused right now. There's still 25 miles to go. So we are getting to the end. But it's only 161 stitches, so I may do it. However, I do have a couple of demos that for games that I'm interested in maybe buying off of Steam. And I thought maybe today, if I have time, that I will play those demos because it would be nice. It would be nice to know. The two games that I have the demos for are Stardew Island. It's a cozy farming game. You have to run your own farm shop, take care of your animals and your farm, sell your goods to the cute forest folk, upgrade the island, and fulfill small orders from the Harmony Tree to fill the island with life again. It has a positive rating on Steam, although there's only about 200 ratings, so let's take that with a grain of salt. But it does seem really cozy and kind of gives what's the name of that game? Animal Crossing vibes, I think. Yeah, so I have that one, and then the other game I have a demo for is Settlement Rising. Let me click on this store page. My computer is like right behind you guys, so sometimes I have to bend to see around the camera. So it has mixed reviews. There are, however, only 29 reviews, so take that with what you will. However, it's been out since 2023, so actually that's not speaking particularly well for the game. But anyways, Settlement Rising is a medieval city building and colony management game. It offers a lively colony experience with simulated villagers, dozens of professions and resources, natural disasters, and raids, while providing full control over the colony through trade, production chains, and data. So I do like city building games, which is how I think I ended up with this demo. I'm looking at reviews that are like half an hour is the amount of time they have on the game. Like Banished, but with different graphics. I do love Banished. Banished is my all-time favorite game. You know what? I've been meaning to say, because I've told you guys before that it's my favorite game. Let's look at my number of hours on this game. 573 hours. I do love Banished. Anyway, let's not play Banished right now. Okay, enough chit chat. I am going to go for now. One thing I might do if I don't play games is I've not done anything for my Big Brother challenge. As a matter of fact, I've only watched like 1 or 2 episodes of Big Brother. None of the house guests have particularly caught my attention. I have ones I don't like already, but anyway, I might work on one of those projects that I need to work on while catching up. So we will see. We will see. I like to plan challenges. I'm not always good at the follow through, but it's kind of fun to plan them, right? Anyway, chat more later. Bye. Hey friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is 6:30 p.m. and I've actually been awake for like 15 hours because I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning because I have problems with sleep. So I've been procrastinating watching YouTube videos about the randomest things. And so I've literally just been watching YouTube videos for like 5 or 6 hours now. Like I was watching renovation of a French chateau that took 6 years. I've been watching this mom advice from a lady who has like 15 kids or something like that. But what's nice about that channel is that it like doesn't really involve the kids. She's just like solutions and stuff like that. And then most recently I was reading through the staff handbook that was just sent out, and it said that there was some changes on a couple pages, so I went to reference those pages just to see what are the changes. And so I mean a couple of the changes are good. Okay, so they put in a dress code for teachers and staff that's like, I'm not saying this is one of the good ones, but basically only allowed to wear jeans on Tuesdays and Fridays. I never wear jeans, so that one's not really one that's going to bother me, but I know a lot of my coworkers wear jeans every single day, so don't know how much that one's going to get enforced, but they might actually be trying to enforce that because I do know that they've been trying to tighten up on dress codes lately. And then we've had a makeup problem at school, starting with some of the younger grades, like 3rd and 4th grade. And so there's a strict no makeup for the students policy that's supposed to be enforced. Again, we'll see if it is. The one that surprised me and is a little frustrating to me, honestly, is a homework policy. I am a believer in homework. I know that's not the cool in thing to believe these days, but I think that homework reinforces what you learn at school. And without practice, especially on things like math, you're not reinforcing what you learned. But apparently, if you're choosing to do homework for your class, they put in the times, and the times are fine because this is elementary school. And so, like, the highest it is 6th grade can be up to 75 minutes of homework, which I understand. This is elementary school. That's not my problem. The problem I have is that students cannot be made to stand on the line like walk the line during recess because you didn't do homework. You are not to grade the homework. It's not a grade that gets put in the grade book. You can just mark it for effort. Say what? Then what's the point? Homework is optional. I just think that's bogus. I think that's really bogus. Like, we used to have homework and then we would trade it with our partner or the person next to us. We would swap papers, you'd grade it, you pass it forward, but like the teacher would go over it. So if you did, because one of the things I hear people say when they're anti-homework is that like they'll say things like, well, if they didn't learn it right, they're just learning it wrong. Well, if the teacher goes over it in class, which doesn't actually take that long because it's usually like, what, 10 problems? You're seeing that you got it wrong, and then you're seeing why. So I I don't know. I think this is stupid. And I sent it to my work bestie and she was like, "What?" She and I hold similar opinions. That's why we're work besties. Anyways, so and then another teacher emailed me. Apparently book club is going to be on campus this year, and she wanted to know if it could be in the libraries, in the library once a month. And I was like, "Yep, that's fine. Maybe I'll actually attend now." Which may have been the point. Well, also I have the tables and I have books and it's the library. But yeah. I'm a little bit surprised that we're actually allowed to have it on campus because last year we were told that we couldn't have any events on campus for staff. So okay, whatever. Whatever. Anyways, so I did watch the Tour de France this morning as it was happening. And so they changed the route overnight because apparently where these where the route was supposed to take place today, there is an infestation in the cattle, and I feel so bad for these farmers. They're having to cull large parts of their cattle. So far, apparently they've had to cull 50. They're expecting it could be up to another 200 or more. I realize that that's a contradiction when I say up to, but one report I heard said 100, and another said like up to 500, but they're expecting 200. So I'm not really positive what the number is, but that is devastating to these farmers' livelihood. And anyways, so apparently it is super contagious, whatever these cows have. Something about dermatitis or something, I don't know. And so they cut out a good 50 kilometers because of this disease, and so the route got shortened. And it was a crazy day today on the route. Like, it was so split up. Like, normally there's like a huge group of like 100 or more that are all cycling together, and it got really broken up this time. And the commentators were worried some people were gonna get eliminated from the Tour de France because of a time rule. But I think everyone made it through. But I've been really enjoying watching the Tour de France. Like, I've never watched it before, and I've been really, really enjoying it. So I've been working on Afternoon in Paris. Oh, excuse me. I'm thinking I'll work on this through the end of the Tour de France, which is on Sunday. Just because it ends in Paris. Paris is in France. And so makes sense to me. So I do have a little bit to finish on the Eiffel Tower, these blank spaces, but that is a color that's one row on the very top of the pot, and that pot's also going to be here on that side, so I want to just be able to do all those tiny bits and not have to pull that color out again. So that's why it's not really fully complete. Excuse me. Anyways, I've done 200 stitches. The new numbers have been called for WIPGO, and I forgot I was going to try to pull them all out before I filmed this, but I spent at least an hour. I've lost another project, and I know I've seen it within the last 6 months, so I have no clue where it's gone to, but Scooby-Doo from Cloud's Factory was called, and I know I have it started. I don't know how far. I know on that piece of fabric, I had 3 Cloud's Factory patterns. So I'm very frustrated by that. But I may just have to start them again. I know one of those projects was finished though. That's irritating. But anyways, I may just have to restart it. We'll see. I will gather the other ones and film a little update. Sorry, excuse me. For that in just a little bit. Today's stitches for the Tour de France is only 130. I was going to do that right now, but I procrastinated so long that finishing my day on the blanket before my husband gets home is a little iffy at this point. So I'm going to have to do that first. I've been kind of procrastinating that because I do think it really messed up my back last night. Just, it's so much and it's so heavy to move around. Anyway, so there is that. I am going to need to do some organizing in this room. I put it off all summer, and now I'm actually going to have to bite the bullet and do some of it. But I just wanted to craft. I didn't want to do that stuff. Anyway, so did I have anything? Yes, I did have something else to say. So my friend Kitty, who I met through this channel, hi Kitty, and I decided to do, well, okay, so I said to her that I've been wanting to do a Picture This Plus fabric club, and then we found one. However, we did not realize the fabric club was in Canada until we got to the shipping part of signing up for it together. And the shipping was like $10. It was slightly more. And then the fabric for the club was already like more than my Fiberlicious subscription. So we were like, do we want to go forward? And so then we decided what we would do is we would randomly select a fabric each month, like go back and forth, and then order it of 1, 2, 3 stitch. So we're both getting it at the same time. We're building up our Picture This Plus fabric stash. So it came in for me today and for her yesterday, which lucky, but we opened it together, and this is the beauty. That was our very first one. This is double-sided, but sometimes when this time it doesn't. Sometimes it comes out lighter when I don't have it doubled up. Anyways, so I got a fat quarter, and this is called Discord. I got 28 count casual linen because they did not have Lagana. They were out of the 28 count Lagana. Kitty got 32 count Lagana, and they did have that in stash, but just in case I choose a project with beads, I prefer to have 28 count, just because the beads fit just a little bit better. Anyways, so that came in. It was my pick. What I did was I used a randomizer. I went on Picture This Plus's website, and then I used a randomizer to pick the page number, and then I used another number randomizer to pick the fabric number, so then I would count to that one. And I had to keep re-rolling several times because 1, 2, 3 stitch would not have that fabric in both of the counts or either of the counts, and that was really frustrating, but finally got something. And so it's Kitty's turn to pick next month. And then we were chatting on Facebook, And she told me she's planning on starting for next year a new patriotic pattern every single month. And we both really like patriotic patterns right now. She's working on One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I have that one too, and I actually should pull it out and work on it. But we both really like patriotic patterns. And so she said next year she's planning for the 250th birthday anniversary of the nation to start a new one every single month, which is kind of escalated because she has a lot of patriotic patterns, and to possibly 2 a month. And then I was like, what if I do a whip go board with new with patriotic patterns? I might put a couple of my already existing patriotic whips. Like I've got the US President's one from Clouds Factory that I like to put in, One Nation I'd like to put in, and I feel like I had another patriotic one. Well, Lady of the Flag, duh. I might have 1 or 2 other patriotic ones that are started that I would like to put in, but for the most part, it would be primarily all new starts. And we are planning on starting Let Freedom Ring by Lila's Studio. We've been like looking at fabrics, and she's planning on doing on 36 count, but that's like a little too small for me. So I'm looking probably at 32 count, but then I need to see if that's going to mean I need to increase the amount of floss I need to buy. But I'm just more comfortable on 28, 32 count. Just my eyesight's not that great, and yeah. So anyways, I've also been trying to accumulate patriotic patterns to get ready for this, and I think I'm gonna get like project just the like, I mean the size bigger than this, but basically like these project bags, and then actually number them, like put the numbers on the outside so that when the numbers get called, I'm not like scrambling around looking for things all the time. It's been very irritating this year for WIPCO. But anyways, so yeah, think we're gonna we are gonna do that next year. Just have to start planning for it now. So if anyone wants to join in, it is the 250th birthday of if you're American, of our country's birthday. So, I mean, if you're not American, it doesn't make sense to join in this thing. Let's see what else. Next month, the event for Semi-Sane Stitchers is a bingo. I'm not going to participate in that because it's based off of thread colors, and I just don't like to stitch like that. I've tried their bingo multiple times, and it's just not for me. However, Whip Warriors is doing an arbitrary August, where before August, you need to select either 31 prompts or 31 projects like that. And each day they'll spin a wheel to determine which one that you're working on. And I plan on doing that with Whip Go Whips. Obviously, I'm trying to get those finished. So I will be setting up my plan for that. I'm down to a week and a half left of summer break. Where did it go? I don't know. I really need to edit some videos. A lot to do. But yeah, so I need to work on my challenge, the 6-day blanket challenge. So I'm going to stop rambling now. I'm going to put on, I think, day number 7 of the Tour de France. So I've been working on watching as each day, as the day goes. But then I try to come back and fill in the ones that I missed. So I have 4 that I have missed that I am hoping to catch up on, but each one's like 5 hours. So I'm hoping to finish my days on the challenge blanket by then. And I found another game I wanted to play the demo of called Tiny Bookshop. So I would love to finish working on the blanket and then be able to play a game for a little bit, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling now and go. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.